Hello, this is Mr. York, and today I have the pleasure of speaking with Nicole Bente, who is a professional singer.
Hi, how are you guys doing? My name is Nikki, but Nicole legally.
It's really awesome of you to be here today and talk to us about career and college readiness. And so we have just a standard list of questions that we're going to ask you to answer today, starting, of course, with where did you grow up and where did you go to high school?
I grew up in Valencia, California, so most people know it as Magic Mountain area. And I went to high school at Valencia High School. Very original, I know.
Did they have a good program for you to start performing in, and did you perform in high school?
Oh yeah, I actually growing up I always wanted to be an actress. So like I kind of found singing by imitating singers. Just like, oh, I want to sound like Jewel or I want to sound like Christina Aguilera, and I found that I could like actually imitate them pretty well. And someone was like, "Why don't you just sing? Like you obviously can sing. Why don't you sing?" And so when I got into high school, I joined the choir program, and I just became the biggest choir nerd. Like I think I hung out there like at nutrition. I hung out there at lunch. Like I hung out there before school. I had three choir classes. I just really took to it. And then acting just didn't seem like a passion anymore. It just became all about music and singing. And I always wrote a lot. Like I was really big into poetry and kind of just turned that into songwriting. Just was like an easy transition. So that's kind of where.
Did you go to college after that, and where did you go?
I did. I went to community college. Actually, I went to COC, which is in Valencia, and I started majoring in music, and then slowly kind of strayed away from that and went a completely different route into kinesiology. But I just found that I also really enjoyed just learning about health and fitness and I think it's good to have a couple different passions. In college, I actually started gigging as like a duo, me and a guitar player. And I was able to, make some pretty good money just singing in coffee shops and, I think it was like country clubs with, and they'd have like a wine event and they'd have like the duo there. So it was kind of like a good way for me to like ease into it and see that it was something that I really loved, and I wanted to figure out a way to make a living, just singing because it was so fun. I was like, wait, I can work as a singer. Like I can make a living as a singer. I just didn't realize that that could be a possibility for me, and it was.
At what age did you find that you were able to actually go and start performing and getting paid for it?
I probably started that around 20. So, a couple years in college, and I ended up moving to the Valley, and I lived next to a group of guys that I worked with. So we put a duo together and we got a few gigs, and it started rolling from there. So it was, pretty much around 20 that I started just as a duo. So it wasn't like, what it is now, but it was really fun. I got to be creative, kind of make the songs my own that way, and just find out what people liked listening to, and they would let us know like if they had requests. So it definitely helped me learn a lot of music. I also at that time did American Idol, and and I got pretty far on that, so I was kind of excited about thinking that this could be a future for me. So it was definitely challenging. And it was the Simon years, so you had to be real nervous when you were auditioning in front of Simon.
I can't even imagine. That seems like it would be so nerve-wracking. That's amazing that you were able to go and do that, though. What a cool experience. So,
Yeah, oh, I love that experience more than anything. I would recommend going on any audition that you can. It's only going to make you better, and you're going to be surrounded by people that are way more talented than you, but you just have to have faith in yourself and what you have to offer. And I think that it just keeps you on your game. It keeps you pushing, working harder, trying to be better at your craft, and go on every audition, no matter how crazy it may seem or how far out of your league you may think it is. I think it just makes you better.
Okay, so let's talk about that because you have a lot of different experience, but maybe you could give us kind of some highlights of maybe this one led to that. So you did American Idol, you're performing locally. I know you live next to Magic Mountain. I don't know if you ever actually went back and started performing there because I know a lot of
I did.
people. Yeah, I had a feeling you did. Um, when Disneyland wasn't hiring as many singers, I know that there were alternative amusement parks that people went to, and Magic Mountain was one of the big ones that was hiring. And then Knott's had their summer nights, and so people were able to keep working. So I don't know if you want to talk about what other places you performed, or just give us like a little list.
Well, Disneyland, that's the main one. That's the most fun. I play at Disneyland with a few different bands, but I guess I could start with. So the duo kind of like led into. I ended up getting another guitar player who actually worked with Disney, and he introduced me to a couple different guys from within that band. And from there, I went into the casino lounge route, which was really funny because it was like the thing I was afraid Simon would say to me, like, you're just a lounge act, which, whatever, which is what I did. But you know what? It pays the bills. So you do it. So from there, I went on to playing at the casinos. And then I got more in with the Disney crowd. I ended up getting in with a band that played at Disney, Knott's Berry Farm. There's a band at Magic Mountain called Velocity, and I played with them for 2018. So I've done Knott's, Disney, Magic Mountain, the casinos, also corporate events. There's, lots of bands that are hired for weddings or Christmas parties, and that's typically where you're going to be making the most money. And they're great to get into if you can get into if you can get into that, like audition for that or know the right people, connect. Those are definitely, like, if you want to work as a cover singer, that's probably the best. Along with that, I've also done demo singing. So sometimes there'll be an artist who will write a song and he just needs like a girl to sing it, or a girl will write a song and she just wants someone else to sing it because maybe it doesn't fit her vocal. Or sometimes they'll get hired for jingles, just singing jingles at home. It's a lot of opportunities and things that I've been able to do just from home. And I did do American Idol and Nashville Star, which was like, I think it was like NBC's version, country version. Well, it was when NBC took it over. So that was a neat experience too. Again, it's just like, we have so many shows out there now, so many reality shows, so many opportunities to audition. And I just think it's important to audition where you can and keep yourself working and on your game, and seeing what's out there and seeing what you need to work on. And it helps your performance. It helps you not have so much anxiety when you go up to perform, just because you know that you can do it.
I feel like as a performer of any kind, you have to remain in great shape. We talked to another performer who talked about his workout routine. Do you have a routine that you have to stick to?
No, I actually, in high school, I was a little overweight. I definitely didn't care anything. I tried to get out of PE as best as I could. And then as soon as I started, getting into working out and losing weight and feeling great about myself, and just better, stamina when I would perform. And I got addicted to it, and I just wanted to keep rolling. And then I actually got into personal training as well, because I like helping other people get into great shape as well. But I will say the number one thing that helps with the dancing around and singing was when I started teaching spin, because number one, you are like talking and working out at the same time, and you're cueing them like, we're gonna stand up in 4 or whatever, and all of that translated to performing really well, because I was dancing. I was able to dance and sing at the same time. I was able to talk and dance around at the same time. I was able to cue the audience, like, to cheer or to clap or to stand or move side to side. It was just like little things that I would take from like teaching a workout class that really came in handy with performing. So I think just fitness is just a huge part of who I am now, so it's just part of my everyday routine. I always make time for at least an hour of something physical every day. It doesn't have to be something like really intense. It could be just like a hike or some yoga or something like that, but I definitely make it a priority. And I think in this industry, you probably should make it a priority just because performing for, 3 hours, standing on your feet, dancing around, jumping around, like you're gonna need to have that stamina to make it through.
Yeah, I get tired just watching you perform. So I you talk about growth a lot and about continuing to experience. Do you have to go and take lessons ever? Do you work with a vocal coach?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a muscle. So the more that you're using your vocal cord, like the more you're going to be building up the stamina, the longevity, the range. Like the more you use it, the more it's going to stay there for you. But I definitely think that we should all be learning, always seeking to be better. I don't think we're ever done learning. Like even years from now, I still hope that I'm, like YouTubing some vocal lessons. Or I mean, I've taken a few. I definitely haven't taken a ton of vocal lessons, but I've taken a few, and I really enjoy. There's someone named Ken Tamplin. He has a lot of YouTube videos available that are free, and anytime I was like up for a gig where I had to like sing these like notes that were scary notes for me, I would watch his videos and just like learn his warm-ups, learn his like technique, and it really helped me when I would go in for that gig just to like nail it because I knew where the placement was. I knew that I could nail it, and I was warm up and I was prepared. And honestly, I just think it's smart to just keep improving, keep listening. And as like a cover singer, I think it's really important to push yourself to listen to all different types of music. Like even if it's something that you don't love, like just be constantly learning music. Like I have such a huge catalog of songs that I know by heart, and the only reason I know it is because I've just grown up listening to music, just everything. Like 60s, 70s, like jazz, country, hip hop, just everything. Just have like a good variety, a good knowledge, because then you'll be able to work a lot more.
You're a professional, but you still learn stuff, and now you're teaching as well, and you're writing. So do you want to tell us a little bit about what your writing career has been like and what you're recording and that kind of thing? What are you working on now?
Yeah, I'm really excited about that because I think I over the years I've gotten caught up with um doing the cover thing and just like hustling and constantly trying to connect and work as a singer, which is great. But I did start with a passion for writing, and I picked up guitar around 25, taught myself a few chords, and would start kind of just writing songs on my own. And then in the last year, I've been writing more than ever. Of course, everyone has a little bit more downtime now more than ever. And I figured this was my chance to get back to what my main passion was, and was writing. I've never been trying to be a singer to be like the next Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears. Like, I've never cared so much about that. I just wanted to work in something that I loved with my whole heart. So, like, with writing, if Carrie Underwood wanted to sing my song, like that would be making it for me. Or if my song got placed in like a Quentin Tarantino movie, like that's what I want. Or I just want, people to hear the songs and for them to make like a difference in their life in some small way, because that's what music's done for me. It's helped me through some of my hardest times. It's helped me through some of my happiest times. It's just always been there. And so I've always just wanted to write at least one song that like spoke to somebody. And though I've written many, I've put out none. And my first one is coming out actually this month on the March 19th. and I'm really excited about it. It's a little bluesy. Bluesy kind blues and jazz. That's where I started, jazz choir, and so it's definitely got some bluesy, jazzy elements in it, and it is a love song, and it's also kind of Pink Floyd esque, I would say. They had a lot of bluesy elements. It's definitely vibey. I think it's something that you would just like lay down and listen to and just like allow yourself to just feel it. And it turned out really great. I'm so excited for people to hear it. I've never said that about anything that I've ever written, and I was lucky to write it with my boyfriend, who's a fantastic writer as well, and we couldn't be more proud of it and of the other songs that we're going to be putting out as well. But this is just the first one. The first one will be, and it's called The Other Side.
Not just a great musician, but he's a great singer as well.
Yeah, he is. He is a good singer as well. And he plays, his main instrument is bass, but for this song, he actually plays rhythm guitar. He played some percussion, the organ, keys. Like, yeah, he's all around a fantastic musician, and we're a good writing team, I think, because where one of us will get stuck, the other one just kind of like finds the way through it, and then it works out. It's really neat to share that with somebody.
Well, we're super excited for you. And I just want to end this by saying thank you again for your time and really appreciate your guidance and all of your advice. If there's
Oh yeah.
a link that we need to find your song, of course, on March 19th, we'd love to know where that is and be able to check that out.
Yeah. So I have a Facebook page for just my own music. It's Nikki Bente Music on Facebook, and then for my duo and for my songwriting team, it's under Deeper Stills Music, and we have a Facebook and an Instagram with that same name. And the music should be released on all platforms on the 19th, so you should be able to type in Deeper Stills The Other Side on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, and should be able to find it there. I'm really excited for it. It's gonna be a good one.
Again, this is Mr. York. Thank you so much, Nikki Bente, for spending time with us. And we wish you all the best. And we look forward to seeing your or hearing your new song.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.